Sometimes when I go home with my wife, we will call him, take him with, go home with him. He was just a fun boy to be with. He loved my wife loved him. They got along very well. I was happy. But because he was away, I missed that moment to bond more with him. Yeah.
And that moment now taken away from you.
That is why I say, to me, really, it's like it killed me. If you can ask me, I died on Friday when I heard that my son is no more. My inner part died with him.
How did you break the news to your other children?
I called them, we sat down. I told them, but they didn't even expect that Thabo Bester's name will be mentioned when I'm telling them about our sons passing and their elder brothers passing. They were just devastated. They are so angry. Even my younger one couldn't even talk. He kept on crying. Yeah.
The road to recovery?
Only God knows.
If you had an opportunity to speak to Thabo Bester and Dr. Nandi at this moment, what would you say to them?
My message to them is one. I will not ask them what has happened. I will just ask them to repent and seek God. Because I cannot talk bad to them. I cannot talk bad about the situation. But they only have two choices. To repent from all these things they are doing, or to face the wrath of the God. God will punish them if they don't repent. Because this is too much now.
We're told by the police or by authorities that Dr. Nandipai had approached the courts to get the body. She's claimed in court documents that she was the customary wife of Thabo Bester, who was then presumed to be, your son. And that ultimately the plan was to cremate his body. How would you have received that your son had been cremated if it had happened?
It will be, more disappointing than it is now. But, thanks to God, because God intervened. God knows our heart. God knows how we love this boy. God knows how we wanted to have more time with him, to bond more. How I wanted to see him getting married, on the day, growing, having, achieving in life. So I think God intervened that even plan of Dr. Nandipai didn't materialize.
Did he have any children?
Yes, he had 2 kids, even though, it was, he had 2 kids, a girl and a boy. Because I know he used to send me pictures of him holding them. And we'll talk about them, that the boy looks like the father, the boy is handsome like the grandfather, and the father having, that's only what is left of him, things that we can remember him with. Yeah.
How old was he?
He was going to turn 32 on the 18th of May this year.
Are you prepared for that journey to Bloemfontein? To seeing your son's remains, even though they are burned beyond recognition?
I am. And I'm somebody who is very sensitive, who, I didn't want to see any remains. But this one, no matter the state they are in, I want to see them. At least to have some sort of closure, even though on the outer part, this is not a closure, because the police claims now we know it's a form of closure to the family. It's not a closure. It's now opening a fresh wound that was never there. Because it will be a closure the day we know the truth, the day the state take ownership of this and come to the party.
You said legal advice you're seeking. Are you going to sue?
Yes.
Who?
The state, the correctional services, the government mortuary if he was there. How didn't we know about missing people when we had a missing report that somebody can just come like that and take the body? If that was the case. If not the case, we need the truth. Because I don't believe the story of the government mortuary, this and that. But anyhow, we need the truth.
And comforting the children. How are you going to comfort them going forward?
My brother is tough. I'm praying to God to give me strength. Because sometimes as I'm sitting trying to do something, I just burst into tears instead of being strong for them. I'm just relying on God to help us. Because this is tough. We never expected this to happen.
I want to thank you so much for your time and wish you well on the road ahead as you start this journey of finding answers and getting closure not only for yourself but for your family as well.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. That is the father of Katlego Mpholo, Thabo Mpholo, speaking to us then about that discovery, how they came to know that the body that was found in cell 35 at the Mangaung prison was that of their son.